no appropriations this time of transfer, so, let's just go ahead and go down to the new business for right now.
Okay.
Budget hearing. First on the list.
Any questions?
Okay.
Any questions?
Public have any questions on the budget hearing?
Okay, next is the park project, Odon Sawmill, James Fork Tripper. Beth, you want to kind of talk to them? Well, was presented what can be done. I can, myself's a lot of word here.
And that's why I believe you're here tonight to confirm what you can and cannot do.
Yeah, I mean, I was over there, I looked around a little bit. I got the papers here that Beth gave me that the forester submitted to you guys on what needed to be done over there. She mentioned the Boy Scouts are going to do the inventory on all the trees, like what species is over there and everything like that. But as far as he's saying it needs aeration on the soil, and it needs soil tests to see what kind of fertilizers may need done. Removing trees that are dead, getting rid of them, dispose of them. Planting new trees. You know, all of them things, I'd be willing to donate our business and the time to do them. You know, we got the equipment and the insurance. We can take them dead trees down, remove them, get rid of them. We can plant new trees. You know, we did. You know, I'd be willing to do pretty well everything. The only thing that I had questions about, like treating for insects and stuff. He mentioned about the oak trees having that disease. I didn't know if maybe we could come up with some. I could probably talk to somebody, maybe get somebody to do that too. If I needed to.
Council, I did speak with Casement Pest Control and gave them a copy of this, and they were going to submit a quote and or a proposal to you guys. So you can call others as well if you'd like.
He did not emphasize that a lot. I'm not real sure how serious a problem that is. He said you can do some of it, but he didn't say, you know, when he's got the trees.
Yeah.
I didn't understand very well.
Okay.
We might talk to him about that more.
Yeah. Okay.
How many trees are there need to be cut down? Have you looked at them?
I looked at some of them. They're somewhere around 15, I think. Pretty close. That are dead.
Do you have any ideas about what is causing them to die?
You know, it could be a number of things. You know, just old age is a big one. You know, them trees are a lot of trees over in the park have got some age on them, and you know, trees just like us, it's got its lifespan a lot of times. You know, and you know, young trees die all the time too. You know, from a disease, maybe struck by lightning. You know, something stresses a tree out, drought can do a lot. Over the past, the foresters are telling us, you know, over the past 4 years we've kind of been in a drought, you know, leading up to where we was last year. And over that time, it can take a tree 7 years to die from a drought. It can take it up to 7 years to eventually finally kill it. So, you know, there's a number of things. And one big thing, you know, he talked about in here is soil compaction, you know, just like, you know, maybe golf carts running around the park, just people walking around the trees and stuff can stress them out, you know.
Yeah, it's like concrete over there.
Yeah. And, you know, I think a big thing, too, is fertilizer, you know, that the ground over there really needs a lot of fertilizer. It needs to be poured to it. Because them trees, they use a lot of nitrogen, you know, phosphate, everything, you know, to grow. So they suck a lot of it out of the ground.
Would you have any thoughts about spraying weed killer around the base of the tree?
You can. It's not supposed to hurt them. No. You know, I mean, I do mine in my house, so you don't have to do so much weeding.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't hurt them, no. Like Roundup and stuff shouldn't hurt the tree, no.
We use a pretty strong weed killer.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the forester even say he didn't think that was hurt?
Yeah, I did.
So
I can remember Pete Sims talking about trees being lost 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just, we lost half or 3/4 of the trees that were over there all the time.
Yeah.
And it's been a long-term problem.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing is getting that ground aerated, get some air to it. That way the rain will soak in better, and then fertilizing it good, and then taking out the dead and planting new. Get a lot of new growth in there. The more, the better.
How deep is that area?
Ours will go what? How deep does it go?
Probably 3 inches.
Yeah, 3 or 4 inches.
So it wouldn't affect our water lines or nothing?
No, it shouldn't. No. It'll just run over real quick and just punches little holes in it. You can't hardly see them.
Okay, but I think it's, first of all, it's awful commendable for you willing to do this. I sure appreciate it. That's, I think it's great for the town of Odon. I appreciate the heck out of that. Any ideas what fertilizer will cost?
I don't know. No, I haven't talked to everybody yet on that.
You
I don't think it'll be too bad. No, I'm hoping to be able to get some people to maybe donate some since it's for the park.
Yeah, we're getting donations all the time,
Yeah.
and that should cover that and more too.
Yeah.
Some saplings.
Yeah.
Another thing about the fertilizer too, the leaf off of the tree is really what replenishes the tree. It feeds off the leaf, and of course in a park, the leaves get raked and burned and hauled off. So that's just more of the reason why it needs fertilizer.
And my uncle used to say, as a fertilizer, the good Lord made.
Yeah. Yeah. The leaf works as a food. They eat it. They use it.
He mentioned soil testing, and I think, seems to me that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a great thing you step forward and offer to do that. It's the park budget doesn't have enough money to even keep afloat.
Yeah.
And there's no money for any of those things, and it's just a disaster that it's gotten this far.
Yeah. Well, that's, we talked about it and we feel like, we've got several years experience there and work with foresters every day and different stuff, and we feel like we can step up for the community and maybe help. We want to anyway.
Well, I
Try and
think-
do it. And we hope to be able to get a lot of new growth in there and really make it look nice,
yeah, I think we should accept the offer and
We need a motion, boss?
Well, probably wouldn't be a bad
and
idea.
that a commendation for offering to do it. And so I make that motion that be given authority to
I just ask that, work with Doug when you go over there to do stuff, so he knows what's going on
yeah. Okay.
and
Is there any way I can get like his contact information? I can get a hold of him.
yeah, Beth will give it to you.
I can talk to him.
we've got a tractor, if that's needed.
Yeah. I hope to be able to use, all of our equipment. I'll just take it over there and use it, and we can get rid of that. Just like that other thing, this fall, right here over fall while it's dry, be a good time to get in there and get most of them dead trees out of there.
Right.
And then planting a lot of your oaks, white oaks, red oaks, it's a good time to plant them in the fall. A lot of your white oak sprouts in the fall. So it's a good time when they lose their leaves to plant some new trees.
What did you think about the suggested plants that he came up with?
They're all good. Yeah, like the bald. The only thing is like the bald cypress and your larch and your river birch. Some of that stuff, it gets kind of pricey to buy them. As far as like the white oak and the red oak and the black oak, some of that stuff, I can get that stuff at no cost, and should be able to get it and plant it. So
Like that better.
I like it a lot better.
that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Well, I definitely second that motion, and again, I thank you, Gabe.
Yeah.
That's very commendable. Appreciate it.
Okay, all in favor then, be 3-0.
Okay, great. Gabe, would you also like to talk to him about the log cabin?
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that. Beth mentioned something about the log cabin needing some new logs put in it. She said something about maybe using some of the trees the dead trees that we're going to take down. But I told her on them log cabins, like it's good to use like poplar. And a lot of the trees that are over there dead are hardwoods, they're hickories, oaks, and they're just not going to be good for that cabin. So I told her what we would do is we'll just measure that, get an idea of what you need, and maybe get a carpenter to help us, and we'll saw a piece out of the sawmill and put in there.
How awesome is
That's
that?
fantastic. God, I love you, Gabe.
So
I think there've been some folks offer to help.
Well, Dave Smith, you know Dave Smith?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
been kinda heading that up, so you might
Okay.
get with him, because he's contacted a few people about logs, so just tell him what you got in mind, and he'd probably be
Okay.
tickled to death.
Okay.
People that he thought could lift it
Yeah.
or whatever.
hmm
So,
Well, I wondered too if our big loader will probably lift it one side.
They did the
You
one
know,
over
just
there.
one side at a time to put a log in there or something.